Cheers and welcome back to another bonus episode of the Life of a Fit Pro podcast. I'm Andra Anderson, your Fit Pro, and let's spill some tea. Tuesday tea, as it were, bonus episode. All right, my friends, I'm gonna put my tea down. Before we get really into it, I want to take a moment and just address and acknowledge that the world feels kind of heavy right now. And if we're being completely honest, the world has felt pretty heavy for about a year and a half. And I would be remiss if I didn't say anything. And yes, I'm fully aware. I do my best to educate myself. And it's so complicated as somebody who is, their whole role as a fitness instructor is to bring light and positivity and be a bright spot in somebody's day. I don't want to bring the mood down, because I know now more than ever people need this. People need community, people need movement, people need positivity. I don't want to downplay, I don't want to sugarcoat. But I know my specific role in everything that is happening is to be a bright spot, to continue to build community, to be there for other people. And I'm not saving lives, right? As fitness instructors, we're not performing open heart surgery. I mean, maybe some fit pros are, congrats. But I feel it's so hard. I feel that it is important, and I feel like this is needed more than ever. And I'm here for you. And I want to continue to be here for you. And I want to continue to be a bright spot in your day and offer a space where you feel seen, you feel valued, and you feel connected. So I wanted to start with that because I feel like it's really, really important. And I just thank you for being there for each other. I thank you for the authentic connections, and I thank you for being yourself. So thank you. Okay. Let's not to sugarcoat, but just to lighten the mood a little. I thought it'd be fun to recount some of the worst fitness classes I've ever attended and the things that happened. Because as a fit pro, one of my goals, and I feel like honestly, one of my duties is to keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening in the fitness industry. And that would include taking classes beyond my own that are different modalities, learning from different instructors, hearing different explanations of things. Like I love taking, even the modalities that I do teach, I love taking those classes because I always walk away learning something of how to do a better cue, a visual cue or a verbal cue, how to explain something, different movements. And I'm like, I forgot all about those movements. Like, let's try those again. It just refreshes, it reinvigorates, it keeps me on my toes, it keeps me at my best. But I have absolutely been to classes that were not great. A lot. I've been to a lot of classes, and I've been to classes that were absolutely awful. And I want to recount, and these are lessons to me, reminders to me as your fit pro to not do these things. And I'm so aware of it, and I'm so self-conscious about it that sometimes I overcompensate and end up like fudging my words or acting like a stalker. Not a stalker, I don't want to say that. Just acting like really creepy because I'm like, hi, welcome, how are you? Don't blink. Okay, so here we go. I had to write these down. I went to a bar class and we were at the bar. So backs to the middle of the room, bars were facing the wall and our faces were facing the wall. And the instructor was like very, I want to say militant, like very exacting. Like you had to do things in this precise way. Bar kind of gets that reputation a little bit. Bar gets that reputation a little bit. It is very precise. Like movements in bar are meant to be precise, exact. I get that. I'm a little more fun. I try, I hope. My gosh, I hope I'm a little more fun than this. So It happens in bar. I do it too. I notice you do it. When we are at the bar, light fingertips at the bar, we're supposed to stack your head over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. But what often happens, so you're kind of like upright like this if you're watching. What happens sometimes is your head and shoulders start to tilt forward. So you kind of round a little bit or you're hinged forward because you know what? What's happening with your legs or the movement that you're doing with your legs, it's hard. It's hard. So your upper body tries to compensate by leaning forward. It is super, super natural. 100% you have done it too. 100% you probably do it a lot. I do it a lot too. It's really hard to maintain that upright form when your legs are shaking and you feel like it will never end. So of course, all of our heads were shaking, or all of our legs were shaking and our heads were sort of moving forward so that our bodies, our shoulders were not stacked over the hips. My hair happened to be in a ponytail, not unlike what I'm wearing today. And the instructor came by and pulled our ponytails so that our heads would come back. Pulled my ponytail so my head would come back. Now, I should have said, this was my first class with this person. I'd never met them before. And even if I had, I don't think I would want them to be pulling, yanking my ponytail to bring my head up. I might come over, gentle tap on the shoulder. Hey, reminder, stack those shoulders over those hips. But yeah, full pulled, like yanked my ponytail back. And I was like, okay, check. I'm not coming back to this instructor ever again. And I never did. And I'm curious if that person's still teaching. I have no idea. No idea. But that was fun. Let's see. I went to a Pilates class where it was a reformer class. And prior to the class starting, and now listen, we listen and we don't judge, but I was judging a little bit. Prior to the class starting, this instructor was walking around with a can of Mountain Dew. Now look, I've never had Mountain Dew because it's green and it freaks me out. Even the Code Red, that freaked me out. I do drink soda. Like I love a Diet Dr. Pepper. I love Diet Coke. Those are my sodas of choice. Would I have one before class? Maybe. Depends on how my day was. Would I be walking around the studio holding it, greeting everybody? Probably not. I feel like that's a little unprofessional. Is it authentic to that person? Yeah, so I'm kind of conflicted in this one. So maybe that person is like Mountain Dew is their life, or maybe shoot, I didn't even think about this. Maybe they're sponsored by Mountain Dew. Like, go you. Probably not. But it just felt so weird. Now, I will say, when I teach high fitness, I do drink a Celsius before class because I've been working all day. And that little extra oomph, I have to give 200 to get people to give 50%. So I do have my Celsius and I will be seen drinking it. So maybe I'm being a hypocrite. It just felt off. The vibe of the Pilates studio was very like chill and beige and relaxed and bright, like soft lighting and Mountain Dew. Like it just didn't feel right. So my thought was like, have your Mountain Dew. Like you deserve to do whatever you want, but maybe put it in like a cup that we can't see it because it just threw the vibe off. It threw the vibe off. Okay. I've been to classes where the instructor never said hi to me, never even looked at me. And I'm super conscious of this because I want to make sure that you feel seen. I want to make sure that you get that credit for coming. Like, hi, so good to see you. It's hard in a big class. I get it. I get it. I've taught, it's been a long time, but I've taught classes of 75 people. Was I able to say hi to everybody? Probably not. I try my best. I try not to be in little cliques. Like if you notice, if we're talking before class and we're in a little clique and I start to move away, it's not because I don't like you. It's because I'm trying my best not to be in a clique because I want to be there for everybody. I'm curious and I want to hear what you're saying, but I want to make sure everybody else in the room gets a little hello as well. But not even looking at me, not even acknowledging me. That was weird. I didn't go back to that class. I've been to classes that were I just kicked the thing again. I need to stop doing that. I've been to classes where there was a lot of equipment and there were no instructions on how to use that equipment, how to prepare that equipment. I will say, so like some classes like the Club Pilates, they require you to take an intro class that you learn all the equipment. That has to be your very first class. I like that method. It's hard because that ends up being your first class and it's not really a workout, but you feel better about the equipment. But I went to a boot camp class where there was no instruction on what equipment you needed. People just knew what to get. And I need to be so aware of that because I do have regulars that come. When I set up my boot camp, I set up stations, or I have a very clear, like, when you come, this is what you get. But there was nothing upon arrival. There was no, hey, go grab a set of dumbbells like that challenge you, or a light set and a heavier set. Nothing. So I had to like watch what other people were doing. Like, am I doing this right? And I'm like, and the weights that I chose weren't the right way. Like they were too light, but it was fine. It was fine, but I didn't go back to that class. Oh, this one gets me. There's something in yoga, is it dosha? So there are eight limbs of yoga, and the practice, the physical movement is just one. But there is a limb of yoga, and I cannot believe I can't remember the name of it. It's all about like cleanliness and protecting your space. And I've been to yoga classes where you roll out your mat and people walk over it with their dirty feet. Don't walk on my yoga mat. I will never, ever step on your yoga mat because that's gross. That's gross. That is your sacred space. That is your mat. You keep it as nasty or clean as you want. That's up to you. But I will not step on your yoga mat, and do not step on mine. But I've been to classes where people just roll right over it. They don't even think about it. They don't think twice. And I'm like, I don't know where your feet have been. So the cleanliness thing gets me. Did not go back to that class. And this one. We'll end on this one. So I've been to classes, it's been a long time. I've been to classes where, and this happens in mine too. I know you do this. People have a spot. They have a preferred spot, and that's just what it is. And if like me, I'm just jumping into random classes, I'm gonna inevitably take somebody's spot. I try my best not to do that, but how am I supposed to know? I've never been there before. So there was a class where I think it had to have been a yoga class because we had mats. And there was like no space. And I'm looking around like, where do I go? And the instructor's saying like, make space, everybody make space. And I kind of look over in like the front row at these, there's enough space for people to move things. And I'm kind of like looking and I'm like, can I come in here? Eye rolls, like total eye rolls. They did move, but it was just the energy of like, ew, I don't know you. And why are you doing this? Now, that is not the instructor's fault. Those people were mean. That the instructor said, make room. But the energy of that, and it just was such a mean girl energy vibe that I did not go back to that particular facility. And I'm sad that I did it because the instructor was really good, so maybe I should give it another chance. And I sincerely hope that does not happen in my classes. Like, I'm thinking about the individuals who come to my classes, and we don't have mean girls. Like, that's just not who we are. But if I caught that happening, watch out. You're getting yours. Do not be mean to each other in class. Like, honor the fact that people showed up. Make room. Speaking about the cleanliness of mats, I had a class where I didn't bring extra yoga mats, but somebody came and didn't have one, and I gave them my mat because that's what I needed to do. And I did it on the floor. It did not bother me. Like, I want my people to be comfortable. I'm not saying you need to give up your mat, but you do need to make room for each other because you have no idea how hard it was for somebody to get there, to arrive there. Maybe it was their very first class ever, and this is the impression they have of fitness. No, we're not doing that. Okay, so hopefully some lessons learned in there. I definitely have. I take these things and I think about them, and I hope that I'm not creating the environment where those kinds of things can happen. I do my best to be conscious of it. I do my best to say hello to everybody that walks in the room, but I'm looking at these tales as like words of caution of what not to do. And I'm grateful for those experiences. So that's the tea. That's the tea. Thank you for spilling the tea with me, and thank you for this beautiful community that we've created, that we have this safe space for each other. I really love that, and I'm beyond thrilled about that. And I hope that we continue to be that place for people. So if you're looking for a community, come join us. Come join us. Sometimes we do burpees. Thank you so much for joining me for this bonus episode of The Life of a Fit Pro, and I will see you next time for our regular episode and for our next Tuesday tea. Bye.